Are they going to change their mind in the next 5 seconds politically? Maybe. Netanyahu's given his American-Israeli affairs speech, and it's basically a declaration of war. He says, my supreme responsibility as Prime Minister of Israel is to ensure that Israel remains the master of its fate. And then meanwhile, all over the country, TSA is showing up at bus stations, highways, train stations, and groping and grabbing and teaching everybody that there's total federalization, unbonded, unsworn, not even peace officers. They're not even federal out of their jurisdiction. It's just total lawlessness. Just like Obama launching war without Congress. Colonel Schaefer had to admit, he said it is treason. It is illegal. Just on its face, 100%. It's like, is it legal to grab a kid out of their front yard, tie him down on the road, and run over him? Yes, it's illegal. Is it illegal to walk up to somebody you don't know and shoot him in the head with a shotgun? Yes, it's illegal. I mean, there's no debating that it's illegal. Launching wars against Libya, launching proxy wars against Syria, all of this, without congressional approval, totally illegal. TSA and Homeland Security are now going to be on campuses nationwide advising students and professors about threats. Oh, we're just here. We're just spies. We're just here to get everybody paranoid and create a spying grid. It's all the Stasi system. And TV screens going in Walmart saying, watch your neighbor, blimps flying around, 30,000 drones. I remember 7 years ago when they first saw the robotic dragonflies, I thought I was crazy when people were reporting it. And then later, 6 months later, oh, yeah, those are Homeland Security robot dragonflies. I mean, we're not in Kansas anymore. Here it is, Big Sis and DHS, move on to campus. It is not a federal occupation. It's a banker occupation through the puppet government. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global...
The National Defense Authorization Act empowers the U.S. military to operate on American soil. They can arrest American citizens and cart them off to detention centers anywhere in the world, basically turning the entire homeland into a battlefield and allowing the military to arrest individuals and detain them indefinitely without trial. Now, this violates every aspect of a free society by denying Americans their constitutionally protected right to due process. How do you think the average American is going to respond?
The same way they responded at the Kent State massacre when National Guard troops were used to fire live ammunition on students who were nonviolently protesting the Vietnam War. The American public was outraged.
The military is here to defend us, not to prosecute us and arrest us and throw us in jail. I think it's a sneak attack by Congress and people to, counter the movement on Wall Street.
These people are saying that the passing of the bill, basically it means to them that the Rubicon has been crossed, that this means America will become complete and possibly irreversible totalitarian military state.
Well, then our only hope is some defective armed force members.
I think that's our only chance, is the military needs to enforce our Constitution, and our congressmen are trampling over the rules that were established over 200 years ago. And that's the whole problem. There's too much corruption in the executive branch and in the congressional.
What would you say to active military who might be told to enforce this bill?
Listen, I'm a veteran of the United States Army, 31 uniform, airborne, and I'll tell you what, very simply, we take an oath to protect this country from threats both foreign and domestic.
It's not good. It's not healthy for our democracy for the American Army to be involved.
For those people who say that, oh, it could never happen here, it could never happen to us, those are called the famous last words. Many times throughout history, situations have happened where governments have turned their military against its citizens. You know what? History repeats itself. If that eventuality does happen, you have to remind yourself that these are your brothers and sisters and neighbors and people you went to school with. And remember what you're truly fighting for. It's for our Constitution, not for these puppets who are actually our servants who have run amok.
Now, Stuart Rhodes, the founder of Oath Keepers, recently appeared on the InfoWars Nightly News, and he warned people that we are now at the point where all that will save liberty in America is another American revolution.
But really, you should see this as a declaration of war against the American people. That's how we should see it. We need to stop this right now. If we don't, Alex, I do believe that there will be no recourse except another revolution. Otherwise, we are going to be lost. We will be put in the same position as the Founding Fathers were in 1775.
I want to tell the military and police, The globalists are going to sit offshore and watch you get chewed up in a fight with the American people. It's very important that police and military really make a decision now which side they're going to be on.
The military, you're right. Choose now whom you shall serve. Either you are, I'm talking to the military out there especially, either you are a son of the Republic, and you will defend the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, or you are a traitor to your country, and you are nothing but a lowly dog, an obedient dog to the powers that be. Choose now whom you shall serve.
There's a lot of constitutionalists out there who are in such an uproar that they're saying that this bill places us in almost exactly the same position that our forefathers were in when they were forced to take up arms in defense of liberty back in 1775.
Well, to those people, I would say it's a culmination of things that have put us in that position, and I would agree that the architects, the great and highly intelligent architects that constructed our infrastructure, the way we do business and the way we do politics and the way we live here in America, they would turn over in their graves, and they would be very ashamed of us and how far we've let this go.
Indefinite detention without due process leaves citizens without the legal protection of the Constitution, and it strikes at the very heart of the essence of U.S. law. It is positively shameful that any elected representative would even consider voting for such an assault on so sacred a fundamental value as the right to due process. I'm Darren McBreen for InfoWars Nightly News.
That's what happens to me a lot on air, is I read all this news and information, the image is so clear, the threat's so obvious that I just throw a fit. It's really a form of laziness, but I am too close to this sometimes, but we all are, and we live in the present. The past is forever the past. The future is hurtling towards us. We've got to fight tyranny while the sun still shines, because the sun is setting. A great time of darkness is upon us, but it has to get dark for people to recognize what good is again. We have to go into bondage, just like Israel did over and over again every time it turned its back on God, to discover the blessings. And if the people will repent and change their evil ways, if you don't believe in God, this is corruption, this is decadence, this is silliness, this is laziness, this is madness. What the elites are doing with fission fusion reactors, hadron colliders, nuclear weapons, neutron bombs, antimatter weapons they admit they've developed, but details remain classified. San Francisco Chronicle, AP. We cover that in New World Order, Blueprint of Madmen. By the way, that's free on the web now. Prisonplanet.tv viewers got it first last week, but it's free on the web. Hope you appreciate it. I don't think it's pearls before swine. Some folks are like, man, don't release this right now. Only have it on Prisonplanet.tv, and we'll get a lot more members. Then you could actually pay to hire more people and do a bigger, better job. And I'm like, I understand that school of thought. We try to have both worlds where the members get it first, get it in higher quality. We have our own system so we can't be censored. But I would rather reach hundreds of millions of people online with the films than just be a pure subscription system and, reach a few 100,000. And it wouldn't even be a few 100,000 if I didn't let people share their passcode with 6 people to do it. But it's a side issue if you want to be a Prisonplanet.tv member and support us. It's 15 cents a day. We have a 15-day free trial running just perpetually, so you can go check it out and take advantage of it. All the films are there. My book, Paul Watson's book, 9 years of material. In April, it'll be 9 years. Everything. Expanded extras, expanded stuff that's not on the DVDs. Every TV show going back 5 years now. Old TV shows I did 13, 14 years ago. In fact, I've got a program soon. We've got to go through all the tapes. A new program I want to launch once a week. Is clips from old shows from 15, 16, 17 years ago. But there is prisonplanet.tv. We do have David Icke steaming towards us. He'll be with us in T-minus 40 minutes, 40 seconds. And then, of course, Bruce Fein, chief advisor for the campaign on policy, chief policy advisor, Bruce Fein, constitutional lawyer, about the cartoon-level tyranny Now, again, they're announcing all these unconstitutional powers and trying to implement them, but fully implementing them is another story altogether. But I got to tell you, they are actually getting a lot of it done, and it's horrifying. I wish I would have done more when I first woke up. I wish I knew then what I know now. I wish people understood how much danger they're in, and that cowering to this ensures. It'd be like if you were in the Carpathian Mountains 300 years ago and a pack of 15 wolves was following you. I'll assure you that if you just grovel in fear and let it paralyze you and collapse, down in the bushes, they're going to come and eat you. But if you try to climb a tree, try to get to high ground, try to make a fire, try to find a cabin, try to find other people, you're gonna make it, or at least die trying. But if I've seen this a lot I know you've seen it in crime videos they release out of shopping mall parking lots or security camera inside stores or people's houses, where men and women will collapse in fear of just a person in their house who hadn't even pulled a weapon out yet and will do what they say. And I don't think of myself as somebody special, but I actually have been mugged repeatedly in Dallas. And let me tell you, they ended up getting hurt real bad. And call that reckless, but I couldn't do anything but automatically feign that I was listening to them and then assaulting them with ferocious, high-powered, destructive, bone-crushing delivery. Because that's what I'm designed to do. You've got to have that in you as well. Believe me, I gotten my butt stomped plenty of times. I'm not the toughest guy around, far from it. There are people out there so fast, so mean, that it'll make your head spin. Who are these people here today? What are we turning into? I've told the story 50 times. I won't tell it again, just in brevity, but I come out of the bathroom, a woman's choking, she's turning blue. This has been going on for 2 minutes. Everyone's saying like parrots, call 911, call 911. They've all got their cell phones out. This is like 10 years ago. And I start saying, do the Heimlich maneuver. And they're like, no, police, ambulance. No. It was all these men like, no, like these metrosexual men and these women like parrots going 911, 911. I mean, that's the essence of everything, just chirping 911 over and over again. So I said, no, I'm going to do the Heimlich. And by then she's like starting to get on the table. So I get over there like, you're going to get in trouble. Be careful. Are you licensed for this? And I, do the Heimlich a few times. She was a little bit overweight. I actually had to pick her up almost. Boom, coughs the bread out. But the point is that out of a restaurant, I mean, there had to be 25, 30 people in that wing of the La Madeleine restaurant. And I don't tell that story over and over again because I'm a hero doing a Heimlich. It was nothing. I mean, if I'm choking, I want somebody to help me. I guess I know how to do it on a chair. I guess if you're by yourself, I know how to do it on babies because I've got children. And when I was swimming at the YMCA back when I was a kid, I took the basic fire department one. And when I had children, the first thing I did was go, refresh myself on the internet with how to do it. I even thought about going out to the fire department and taking one of the courses to refresh. I should have. I didn't. Because I wanted to know how to resuscitate my children if they were in the water. I wanted to know how to do the Heimlich on a baby. And there's different ways. You just put them on their stomach in your hand and then, kind of bump them that way. There's different ways to do it. The point is that that's weird. I've learned that I would want to know how to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I mean, I know how to jumpstart a car. I want to know how to jumpstart a person. That's like weird nowadays. That's like, whoa. You call 911 for that. Well, sorry, 911 on average takes about 11 minutes. Sometimes the cops do a great job and show up in 30 seconds. But I want to know how to do the Heimlich. I want to know how to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I want to know how to jumpstart somebody's heart. Hit them in the chest if I need to, if mouth-to-mouth doesn't work. And my country is dying in front of me, too. And I'm like, I don't have the power to resuscitate this republic. You've got to get awake. You've got to get upset. You've got to realize how much danger you're in. It's on record, the government shipped guns into Mexico to blame the Second Amendment and killed thousands. Hundreds on this side. that they got